So that is caching. Database caching means you put some things in Redis. So what is the difference between getting it from database here and getting it from database Redis? Because the difference is how Redis works. So both are databases, but one is like it keeps everything as a string. So whatever data you give it to it, it will transform it into a string and put it there. So the searching and all those things is very fast. And like Redis is ultra fast. You don't need, I mean, it's almost not as fast, but very comparable to in-memory. Like in-memory in the sense your RAM. So database is very, Redis is very fast. That's why we use it for caching. Redis is mainly used for caching, but also for messaging also. Correct? So we have multiple microservices, multiple servers running. We need to tell this server, okay, this guy is authenticated now. So I am the authentication server, which only authenticates people. Some request comes, I authenticate it, put it into the Redis. Some image request comes, it will check in the Redis whether there is authentication data there. If there is there, it will give that request. If it's not there, it will not give. So Redis is acting as a like single central repository here. Correct? There is another usage of Redis. I am the request handler. I need to do some computations, get back the results, and then give it back. I'll get the request. I'll put the message in Redis. Some other server is running, which will check for messages, whether there is a new message. If there is a new message, it will get that message, run those computations, put the results back in Redis. I'll get the results from the Redis and give it back.
Kind of useful in chat apps.
Not really. No. So basically, what this helps in, while that guy is computing something else, I don't need to wait. Correct? I can receive more requests. I can put more messages in Redis. Whenever that guy will be free, that will pick up those messages from Redis, put the results back in Redis, and when those results are ready, I'll give them back. So I don't need to like compute and wait for computations to finish. I'll just get request, put message, get request, put message. Whenever get result, give it back, get result, give it back. So basically, everything becomes faster. So for messaging between services, we use Redis. For acting as a central repository of data, we use Redis because it's fast. We can use other databases also because it's basically we are storing data, correct? But because it's fast. Now, okay, this is the last part of why do we need all these things? So here, everything is we have talked about. There is our application, all the database is running, and all those things, correct? I have never used all these things, but as a web developer, you need to know what all these things are. You will never use them. There will be some person in your team which will be handling DevOps. He will use all these things. You will never, as a web developer, use these things. But it's helpful what all these things do. Correct. So main thing is, first thing is, if you have a website, you have multiple servers, you need to run those programs on some computers. You cannot run everything on your laptop and serve to whole of the world. So you need some hosting provider, which is mostly cloud providers now. Cloud is also different. Some slightly this thing, conceptual thing. But anyway, so you have bunch of computers somewhere which you can rent. Okay, I want to rent 5 computers to run these things. So how do you transfer your code? How do you transfer your software? How do you transfer your database software to those machines? How do you do that? Correct. So that is one part. How do you transfer things from one place to another? Okay, you have built everything, but how do you transfer those things to somewhere where they will get run? That is one part of problem. Second part of the problem is your application is running, something happens. Your server, some bug is there in the program which crashes your process, which crashes your server. What will happen? Your application will, everybody will be like 404 not found or 503 internal server error, something like that. They will start seeing that. So you need to have things in place which will detect, okay, some server has gone down, I need to restart it. It's not part of web development, it's parts of operations. DevOps guy will do that, but it's nice to know what all these things are. So, okay, so here we are. These things are the places where we can rent stuff, where we can rent computers. It's nothing to do with how we transfer. How we transfer is another problem, but to rent computers, we need to go somewhere here to host our application. This thing is related to, okay, we'll come to that later. How do you transfer is one of the ways to use FTP, correct? So you connect to each server, you connect to each computer using FTP client or something to transfer the